There we go. Alright, so hey guys, so in today's video, I will be doing some updates on a couple of things. My shelf that I was talking about, I have that done. I'll be showing you guys that. I have a couple new additions, and I have some bad news. So, right here, that's my metallic pink toad. Decided to show her feeding at the beginning. But let's move on to the shelf now. Alright, so here's my shelf. I can't even fit the whole shelf in the frame. It's too big. Yeah, because I have another shelf that's in the way. But anyways, I built this with my dad. We got all the parts. I'll tell you the dimensions. It's 6 feet long, and then it's 6 feet tall, and then it's 12 feet deep. It's an absolutely massive shelf. I mean, it's giant. So then we have all the boards here. By the way, sorry for the lighting not being that good. That's the one thing I'm waiting on to install the lighting, and then I'm going to start putting cages on here. But all the boards are staying. And then also what we have here on each board is these. They come out and they cover down here. So that should cover the lights so they're not sticking out. That's on each shelf. And what these are going to be for is I hope to build my own cages. So on the very bottom shelf there, the dimensions that is 14 inches tall. What I hope to put there is a row of arboreal cages, which will be 10 inches long, 10 inches wide, and 12 inches tall. And if you do the math with that, I can do hopefully a total of 7 cages long, and I will have 2 inches of wiggle room. So I don't want, it would be very bad if I couldn't fit a cage on here. But I'm not for sure yet if I'm going to do a row of boreals there. I might do like 2 big cages, like for one of my larger tarantulas or a communal. But then anyways, so this row here, this row here, and this row here will all be terrestrial enclosures. And the dimensions will be 12 inches long, 10 inches wide, and 10 inches tall. So I can only fit 6 of these on here. But still, 3 rows, that will be 15 cages there. And then here, and then the very top, I hope to do 2 arboreals. And I already told you the dimensions. Down there you can see the lighting system. Yeah, anyways, this should be giving me a lot more room to do a lot more stuff. These lights, they are very good. But yeah, so then let me move on. I'm going to show you guys some new additions I picked up the other day. Alright, so here's my new additions. So right here, this is a baby veiled chameleon. And I have a total of 3 in here. You can see second one there and third one there. They're getting ready to sleep right now. But anyways, before you guys start saying it in the comments, this is sort of a impulse buy for me. I did not have their setups ready beforehand, but I do know how to care for them. I have owned chameleons in the past. I owned a pair of Jacksons. But I haven't owned veiled before, but the care is similar. It's not completely similar, but it is similar. So let me just tell you the story. But in my local pet store, they had these. Alright, so sorry for the cut, but my camera ran out of storage. I had to quickly delete it. But anyway, so in my local pet store, a customer who bought a pair of veiled chameleons from them, later he had babies from them, and this was not the first clutch of the eggs. So he decided to give them to the pet store. And how you incubate veiled chameleon, well, pretty much every chameleon egg, is you don't put it into an incubator. You put it in a container with some moist substrate. And the important part is humidity. That's one important part. And it takes about 7 months. And the other day I was in town, and they hatched that day, and they were not expecting them to hatch, so they weren't really ready for the babies. So I decided to take a few on my hand just because I felt like they would be better in my care than at the pet store, because my local pet store, it's not really the best pet store in exotic animals. But anyways, these 3 babies, they're doing great. Let me just show you what they're eating. So let me put this guy back. Yeah, they are adorable when they sleep. Yeah, these guys are real funny. And there we go. And if you can tell, they're all nicely colored. Chameleons, they do change their color of their skin, and that's more to their mood and how they are doing than to camouflage. So let me just kind of move this leaf out of the way. So right down there, that's a container, a lid container. And what baby chameleons eats, newborn, they eat baby fruit flies. I don't have any of the flightlets on hand right now. I am getting those in a couple days. But what these guys have been eating for me is, in my cricket bin, I have a real bad problem with fruit flies. And underneath the cricket water bowl, there's a bunch of fruit fly larvae and eggs. So I decided to take those and put them in here. So I'm just kind of try to show you. So all those brown stuff are eggs. I don't know if there's any larvae left. But if you see around, I put tape around. That's because the larvae, they will climb out. So I have some Scotch tape, and that will stop them from climbing out. They'll get stuck on there. And then, let me grab something real quick. And then I have this fake plant that I took out. Let me just quickly add that in. And they normally like getting on the stem down there and eating them. So that's really good. I mist these guys down every day. That's how they drink. And then if you notice, I have paper towels right now. That's to increase the humidity. So they're in a little critter keeper right now. And then while I have them on, let me see if I can just quickly show you guys. Alright, so this is what that container is kept in here. This is just a 5-gallon with a heat mat underneath. And then I share this heat bulb that's on my Emerald Swift. So that will go over there and give them some heat. I just ordered a screen cage for them. So that's where I'll be moving them in now. I'm going to get a UV bulb on them now. UV is important for chameleons, but since these guys are newborn, it's not that serious yet. It will become, but for now it's not big of a deal. But yeah, so let me go back to them. Alright, so there they are. You can see he's grabbing his brother right there. Yeah, that's the one annoying thing I see they do a lot, is they will grab on another one while they're eating. They love rubbing their heads on you. I don't know why. That's what he's doing right now. He's rubbing his head on me. Yeah, you can see him doing that. But yeah, they are just absolutely adorable right now, this size. Alright, so now I need to move on to some bad news. Alright, so let me show you the first bad news. So this here is my OBT. And as you can tell, she has passed away. This is the one that lost 4 of her legs. And I was able to sex her in her last molt. And she was a female. I noticed she went to this one position and she kind of stayed there. I wouldn't really call it death curl. But I didn't want to mess with her because she already freshly molted and a bunch of other stuff with the leg loss. But yeah, so then one day I was hopefully going to try to film her eating for the first time. But sadly, she has died. So I was examining her body and then I noticed something really bad. So let me see if I can even show these. So right there and there. What those are there, those are a type of parasite. They are called nematodes. And they are not really common, but they happen in spiders. Basically what they do is kind of infest the spider and they kind of control it. And eventually they will be the death of the spider. So I definitely think those cause, well, maybe not cause, but definitely encourage the death of her. I do not know if they were the only problem. I do not know if the loss of her legs were the problem. But yeah, so where nematodes are found in the mouth part, so I was looking for them when I noticed she was dead and I saw them moving around. So I put her in this container and I put her in the freezer immediately, just because these are absolutely terrible to deal with, nematodes, and I want to make sure they were gone and dead. So then also with her container, so I cleaned it out and I tossed out all the substrate and disinfected it and cleaned it good. And I'm not going to reuse any of the cork bark or stuff in there just because I don't want to spread these. But yeah, so it really sucks. So yeah, so then I have some more bad news that I'll show you guys now. Alright, so this right here, this is just a terrible thing that happened that I'll definitely take the blame for. But I think this is worse than the OVT loss. I definitely hate losing her. But this one I think is definitely something I could have stopped. But anyways, this is my Platymeria species Mambo, or the orange spotted assassin bugs. If you guys remember, I had 2 of these guys, and they are both about a molt away from being adulthood. So last night I was up late doing some stuff and I was getting ready to go to bed and I was checking on all the animals and watering them. So I checked on these guys and I noticed he was hanging off their piece of wood in there molting, so I was really glad because I've been wanting these guys to become adults forever. But then I realized there was a problem. There was 2 crickets in there that I gave them the other day to eat. I was hoping they would eat. They didn't eat immediately, but I figured they would eat later. That's normally how they are. But anyways, the crickets, they were eating on his body. And it was really bad. And so I rushed in there and I got the 2 crickets out as quick as I could. And I left them there molting overnight just because I didn't want to mess with that. But then in the morning, I was getting ready for school and I checked on him and he was stuck in his molt. So I had to help him get out of it. So this back leg he lost. Most of his legs are okay, but as you can tell, his whole body is bent and his wings are all messed up. Yeah, it's just such a shame. So I have him in an ICU right now with some moist paper towel. As you can tell, he still is alive. He can't walk around or anything. I hate to say it, but he's probably not going to make it just because this is his adult molt and they don't molt again, so he can't be fixed. So I'm going to be looking for some more because the orange spotted are somewhat rare, and I was hoping to have at least 2 to start breeding. But yeah, I mean, this leg, he only has like movement with 2 of his legs. As you can see down there, all his legs are in awkward positions, and yeah, it's just not good at all. Here, let me flip him back over. But yeah, so he's been in ICU for this day. I found him this morning. Yeah, I hate you can't even see his orange spots. But yeah. But anyways, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, leave it a like and comment something. And if you want to see more, then please subscribe. I post every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I have a Instagram account for my animals, and I kind of post behind the scenes on there. So if you want to stay ahead, you can go in there. But anyways, I'll see you guys next time, and goodbye.